this information about a reunion is making my head explode.
Hey, can you show your face?
Because this is my first video of me actually talking about it, I'm going to start off with older news that probably everyone's seen, but I'll go over it anyways. So their website was relaunched and it said 2020 Sony Music Production or something along those lines, but it said 2020. So does that mean that we're going to get something in 2020? So in January, Liam was in an interview with the City Times and they asked, One Direction's 2015 visit to Dubai's 7 Stadium was a landmark concert. Do you have any memories of that gig? And he responded with, It is hard for me to remember specific gigs because it was a blur of planes and sound checks and screams. I think we filmed a show and it'll be part of a documentary around an anniversary. So that is the confirmation we needed about a documentary. And the only anniversary that even matters is January 23rd. So we will get a documentary on January 20... Did I say January? I meant July 23rd. I feel like a fake stan right now. Sorry. July 23rd is what I meant to say. So we're getting a documentary then. So after seeing that interview, a lot of people have been linking Liam's comment to Louis' comment, and I'll read it out for you here. You'll have to ask the rest of them. It's the 10th anniversary next year, so there will have to be something that happens, a little something. Going back to what Liam said, he mentioned they filmed the show and it'll be part of a documentary. So my guess is that it'll be a show-style documentary and we'll see all the shows and them highlighting it. I don't know. I feel like that's what it's gonna be if I'm using my head, but we never really know. But then again, if it is a show-style documentary, why wouldn't they just release it as soon as, like, before the hiatus or, like, then? Why are they waiting until the anniversary to release it? I hope it's something about like what happened when Zayn left and why the band went on hiatus. I mean, if we've been sticking around for this long, I feel like we deserve the truth and that we're old enough to take it even if it might hurt. But I just really want to know what actually happened. That's what I hope for. So SiriusXM has been quite a big part of all this badness, and I feel like they have something to do with this, and I feel like they've been pretty shady in a way because we don't really know if they actually have answers or if they're just trying to chase clout. But there was this contest where you could send a voice memo to tell the boys why they mean something to you. So I'll read the official contest. One of the most important parts of our upcoming celebration of One Direction's 10th anniversary is you. They also said, this is your chance to share your 1D love on the air with North America, and maybe the guys too. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know. I was freaking out about it, and everyone else was freaking out about it because of the timing, because Liam just had the interview confirming that there was a documentary coming out for their anniversary, and then SiriusXM was saying that there's a contest and maybe the guys too, they stated. So that possibly means that they're going to be there for the anniversary or something like that, and all the guys are going to be together. So that's why everyone's freaking out about it. One other thing to confirm that there's something going on is Harry's interview with SiriusXM, and I'll play it here to show you what he said. And I'm freaking out about this. It's really crazy. I can't. Anyways, I'll show it to you here.
I'm just gonna throw this idea out there. What about hopping on a Zoom with you and some of the 1D boys and possibly, doing a quick performance? I mean, it could be 5 minutes, but it would bring so much joy to so many people.
I don't know if that's the reunion that we've had in mind. I don't know if that would be the way to do it, but yeah, mate, I'll have a quick whip round.
There you go.
He says he'll have a quick whip around, which means he's going to talk to the boys about a Zoom call, but he says that's not what they really had in mind. So what did they have in mind? Are they meeting up somewhere, sometime for their anniversary? Are they dropping something? They're going to give us the documentary. So, like, obviously we're getting something, and Harry did confirm it there, and Liam also confirmed it in his interview with The Sun and with James Corden. So, it's just all adding up to me, and I've never been more happy. Just the thought of them actually talking about a reunion, and we have absolutely no idea what it could be, is really, really stressing me out. Like, we have no idea what it could be. Like, let's just imagine if it's them coming all together just to say a proper goodbye. I'd cry myself to sleep for the rest of my life. Another thing that I noticed is on their Instagram, they changed their profile picture to 2020 for a day, and then they changed it back. So obviously that has to do with something's happening in 2020. And I'm not too sure if that happened before or after Liam mentioned the documentary, but I feel like it has something to do with that. Also being said, that Instagram was active and someone was on it. And when Liam was asked about it, he was not vocal about it at all. He was saying he doesn't know, and it might have been Louis, he said. So maybe it was Louis on Instagram, and he was liking photos, but he hasn't really voiced much about it, so we don't really know a lot about that. So yeah. Another thing on Instagram is I was looking on Liam's posts, and one of his posts was this. And the caption is 1,000 days. So I looked up what 1,000 days was from the day he posted it, which was September 8th, and it was June 4th, 2021. So I was thinking maybe that could have something to do with a song, a tour, a reunion, something along those lines. But then I also looked up what it was 1,000 days before then, and that was December 13th, and that was their last performance together on the X Factor. So maybe it's just him celebrating, maybe it has something to do with the future, but now that I'm thinking more about it, I think it's just him celebrating the past and their achievements, and it has nothing to do with the future. Another thing, Mark posted on his TikTok about Harry, and I'll show it up here.
2 bananas for a pound.
2 bananas for euro.
3 bananas for a euro.
We are men! We're men!
And then shortly after, on Phoebe's Instagram, she was posting about them watching This Is Us, and her caption was all about them reminiscing over One Direction. And it's just so random how Mark posted that TikTok, and then like really shortly after, Phoebe posted on her Instagram. I mean, it could literally mean nothing, but I feel like it must mean something, and I'm kind of going crazy about it. So one other thing that I need to touch on is about Josh and Sandy, and if you don't know who they are, they played in the band for One Direction, obviously. And all of a sudden, they've been posting about it too, and they had 3 posts in a row, all related with One Direction. And it's pretty shortly after Mark and Phoebe posted stuff about One Direction too. So everyone's all about One Direction all of a sudden, and it's just so odd that it's all so close together. And it would be different if Josh and Sandy would post like every so often, or on a special occasion like a birthday, an anniversary, something like that, but it's just out of nowhere, and it's just so odd. So on Zayn's sister's Instagram, she had one of those polls of ask me a question, and one of the questions was, do you miss 1D? And I'll show you what she said here. I'm not too sure if I mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again just in case. On their Facebook, the post about Zayn leaving the band has disappeared, so maybe that means that he's going to be in the reunion with all the boys because it disappeared. So I don't know. I really don't know what's happening with that, but I think that's crazy. Like, I feel like we're either getting clowned or it's happening for a reason, and that it didn't just disappear or get deleted for any reason. It has to mean something. I'm just gonna say that Liam went back and watched old One Direction memories. I watched the video from his story. Maybe you guys have seen it, maybe you guys haven't, but it's a super cool video, and it's just him watching some One Direction videos, and it's really cool, and I really enjoyed it. It was such random timing, like now that we're in quarantine, and it wasn't even for promo or an interview, it was just out of nowhere. So, like, I feel like maybe he's like slowly building us up to something. Like, this is just part of it, and he planned this to be on a certain day, like some certain random day. Another thing that I wanted to share, and this is kind of just a theory, I don't really know, I just make random stuff up in my head, but this interviewer, Zach, sang he had Niall on the show, and Niall apparently forgot what July 23rd was, and a little while later it happened with Harry too. He apparently forgot what July 23rd was, and it just so happened that both Niall and Harry had no idea what the July 23rd was. But it's literally the biggest day ever. Like, it's when the biggest boy band in the world got formed, and you just so happen to be in it. So what I feel like this is they're pretending that they don't know, so it throws us all off, and we think, oh, they don't think it's a big deal, they don't care. So when it actually does happen, it's a way bigger deal, and it's way bigger of a surprise, right? That's what I'm thinking. I feel like they actually do know what their anniversary is, because how could you forget? It's literally the biggest deal in the whole world.
That day is.
Dan.
Is it a tour date?
No, that is One Direction's 10-year anniversary.
That day is?
What was it, July 23rd?
Yes, 2020.
What is it like? I don't know.
That's One Direction's 10-year anniversary.
Oh.
During an interview with The Sun, he said, "We've got a 10-year anniversary coming up, so we've all been speaking together a lot over the last few weeks, which has been really nice. To hear a lot of people's voices and seeing old content and different things we haven't seen for a long time or never seen before. It's very interesting. At the moment, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say. There's a lot of different things that we're all working on to try and make things happen, and people are forwarding emails around. But more than anything, it's just been a real good time for us to connect together again." So with that being said, obviously they've been connecting and they're talking about a possible reunion or something like that, but they've just been talking again, and to be honest with you, I really just miss their friendship. Like, even if they don't make a lot more music or anything like that, I'm just happy that they would have a friendship more than anything. A couple weeks ago on Liam's story, I saw that him and Niall went on FaceTime for the first time in a while, and that means so much to me. It's literally my everything. I'm so glad that they're talking again and just having a friendship. It means everything to me, and I cannot express how happy I am. A couple days ago, Liam appeared on The Late Late Show with James Corden, and James Corden had to ask about the reunion or something along the lines of One Direction. So he asked, "Are there any plans for you guys to do anything special to celebrate this milestone?" And this is how Liam answered. "I'm not allowed to say too much, obviously, because I'd be giving it away. But we've been speaking a lot more at the moment. I think we're all feeling that the 10-year is a very special moment, Especially at the age we are, I'm only 26, and we're 10 years into this, which is amazing. I had a beautiful FaceTime with Niall, who I hadn't spoken to in a long time, and I'm speaking with Louis." So I think that does obviously confirm that there is something going on, and there's something happening on their 10-year anniversary, and I'm so excited for this. But also, on a side note, I'm so glad that they're talking again, and him and Niall FaceTimed, and he's obviously speaking to Louis, And that literally means so much to me. I cannot express how happy I am to hear that. So I was on Twitter a couple days ago and I saw this thing about the Apple Music. So I went onto my Apple Music and it changed to all 5 of them on their picture, and I feel like that's a sign. Maybe it's all of them coming back together with Zayn. I just don't know what to think about that. I think that would be awesome. I really miss all 5 of them together. But then I do know that what happened, they're falling out. It wasn't pretty, obviously, and I just don't know if those bonds can be mended. I just don't really know, but I'm hopeful. Another thing that I saw from Twitter is the hashtag One Direction 2020 was trending. It was the #1 trending on Twitter a couple weekends ago. And I feel like that doesn't happen without a purpose. I feel like there's something behind it. I know the boys obviously can't really control that, but I feel like something is happening and there's a reason behind it. Another thing on Twitter is the boys refollowed Zayn, and he was added as an official member of One Direction on the site, and I've been so excited about that. And I know that a few of them have already been following Zayn, but he hasn't followed them back, and that makes me really sad. And once he does follow them back, that'll be the end of me. But it's okay, because I can die in peace knowing that they're following each other and something's happening. I was texting my friend a couple days ago, and she got screenshots of a new single, and it was on genius.com, and it was all of the boys as writers and a couple other people, I can't remember who, but my friend got screenshots and she sent them to me, and when I tried to look it up from genius.com, it was an error and I couldn't see it. So it was obviously deleted, and I don't know if that's like real stuff or if it's just them playing a trick on us or something like that. I feel like it has to be a trick because we don't really know anything about it yet. And how would they already have written a song together? I don't know, maybe I'm going insane, maybe I'm talking literal nonsense, but that's what happened, and I really just don't know what to think about that. When I was on TikTok, I saw a couple of audios of unreleased One Direction songs, and you can tell because you can really hear Harry's voice, and it doesn't sound like a younger Harry's voice. It sounds more grown up, and people are thinking, well, maybe it's Midnight Memories, but you can definitely hear the change in Harry's voice from then to now, and it sounds more like his voice now. So people are thinking maybe it has to do with the 5 song. Who knows? But anyways, I'll play it for you so you can hear it yourself if you haven't already heard it.
We have Niall.
I definitely think that that is a newer song. I don't think that's from Midnight Memories. I think it's newer because you can obviously hear the difference in his voice, but I don't know if it's that unreleased song that supposedly is 5. I don't know about that. I feel like that would just be too crazy for that to actually happen. I feel like it's more of like a 4 or maybe Made in the AM. I just don't feel like it's anything like that. That's just my opinion. Another thing that I saw was fans thinking Niall cancelled his tour so One Direction could have a reunion. And I am almost positive that's not what's happening. Like, if y'all didn't know, there's a global pandemic going on right now, and they had to cancel their tours because it wasn't safe to be in large areas, like a concert or something like that. So I can almost guarantee that is not the case. One other thing, like, why is all this happening now? Like, from January to April, like, all of this is happening now, but their anniversary isn't until July. So why are they hyping us all up right at this point? Why wouldn't they wait until later on? It's just kind of weird. Okay, so this article says they are two of the biggest names on TV, and we can reveal Simon Cowell and James Corden are vying for One Direction's TV comeback. Cowell created the band on X Factor, and sources say he wants them on the final of his other show, Britain's Got Talent. But Corden is mates with the group. And The Late Late Show, particularly the carpool karaoke segment, is a big hit in the US. His team are trying to sign up the boys Liam Payne, Louis Tomlinson, Harry Styles, Niall Horan, and possibly Zayn Malik if he opts to rejoin. This is crazy. This is so crazy. A source says Corden and Cowell are now in a battle for who gets One Direction to perform together again first. Simon was their mentor who first had the idea of putting them together as a group, and they are one of the most successful acts from one of his shows. But while all the One Direction boys adore Simon and enjoy working with him, there are other TV shows today. Harry Styles is very good friends with James's producer, Ben Winston. He even used to go live with him. So his indication is leaning towards James' show. The other lads like James and Ben too, and the show is a great platform for them. It's a tough call. Liam suggested to James last week that they will reunite to mark their 10-year anniversary after being formed on the X Factor in July 2010. Speaking after he was reminded of the milestone, I'm not allowed to say too much because I'd be giving it away, but we've been speaking more at the moment. I think that we're all feeling that the 10-year anniversary is a special moment. He also revealed he had a beautiful FaceTime call with Niall Horan and had spoken with Louis Tomlinson. Worldwide, One Direction has sold 50 million records with the numbers such as What Makes You Beautiful, Best Song Ever, and Story of My Life, but Zayn walked out in the middle of a world tour in 2015. So that's what that article says, and I linked pictures for you so you can see it. I think that's absolutely crazy, and I really don't know what's gonna happen. I can't say too much about it, but like whatever they choose, I'll be absolutely over the moon because either way they get to be together in a room and we get to experience it either way, through James or through Simon. So I think that's wonderful. That's all I gotta say. I was just about to post this video and I was on Twitter and I saw a whole new thing that made me go absolutely insane, and I thought I'd just share it with you guys. So yeah, take a look.
Don't say too much. It was actually Louis told me off for revealing a bit of our plans the other day. So you guys get me like group telling offs on the group chat. So most of us are in London. We've been trying to arrange the first like group FaceTime at the moment.
Ooh, oh my God, the whole world is
You can come and fill in for Zayn.
Oh wow.
Enjoy the band.
If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below if there's anything you'd like to share or anything that I missed. I'd be happy to read it. And yeah, thanks for watching.